Hey, Meatball. Ugh, what milady? Have you heard of this episode? Like, it's really, really, really scary, and I heard it has many weird stuff in it. Okay, sure. Okay, here's a question to the audience. Have you heard of a kid show called 44 Cats? It's a kid show that centers around 4 cats called Lampo, Pilou, Meatball, and me, Milady. I will tell the story about the complete cursed episode that was never on TV. It was a rainy day. I was playing on my Smash Ultimate in my Nintendo Switch until I saw a DVD fall off from the roof. I got out of the window and looked at the DVD. It was saying 44 cats with a poorly drawn image of a cat. How the DVD look like despite being remade on MS Paint? That was pretty weird to me. Most DVDs I have owned original drawings over it. They have original drawings. Maybe it's a burned off DVD from a TV episode. Well, who cares? I turned off the Nintendo Switch and put the DVD into my Xbox 360. My console booted up and the intro for the 44 Cats started, but something was different. The background was just a dark red color, and there was nothing in it. Only Meatball. He was just doing the animation he does in the introduction. Boy, that's weird. I know, but it was so strange to see without the rest of the cast. The title of the episode appeared. It was just called Meatball's Wrath, in which was very weird. It started with Meatball crying in the corner of the garage. I was a bit confused, but I didn't question anything until Lampo, the protagonist, came out of the scene and said, "What's wrong, Meatball?" Meatball responded, You're a victim." After slowly looking at Lampo, with a spiteful smile, Lampo said, "What?" With a shocked face. He takes one step back, but Meatball grabbed his arm and revealed a knife, saying, "Any last words, Lampo?" And I thought it was a morbid joke about the knife and Meatball being hungry all the time. Suddenly, Meatball stabbed Lampo. I was shocked, but just shook it off. You know what? Wait. I don't know if you ever act like this, but if I would act like this, yeah, it would have been horrible. If you're wondering who's the one talking, I'm a lady, guys. Alright, and also that this is just a creepy story I saw once. Alright. Here we go. Then the camera reveals that Meatball had slashed Fibra's chest, and he ate her organs before Lampo came to comfort him. Then Meatball began walking in the house with the knife. He entered a dark room in which there was Pilou, the baby cat. The room had some creepy and uncomfortable clown pictures over the wall, with Pilou looking with shock. The light started illuminating, and Meatball was there holding the knife. Meatball said, "What have you done to me?" in a low-pitched voice. And he attacked Pilou, cutting off Pilou's head and body. Sorry. But I am too shocked with this story, yo. Leaving a huge pile of organs over the floor. He begins to eat the organs, and then he went to where a female cat is. Meatball grabbed a gun that looked like an AK-47 and said to her, "You can't mess with Meatball. Time to die," with the same low-pitched voice, but louder. He pulled the trigger and shot her as she screamed for help and said, "I was just trying to help you, Meatball," and went in a slow motion and painful death. After this, Meatball went over and started eating the cat. Then the scene cut out to a realistic place, a tall building in a giant city. Meatball got outside to murder the ninja cat from the abandoned building. Meatball pushed him, and the ninja cat fell and died. But the blood looked real. The scene cuts to Meatball, goes to the place where Wilson's cats are, and he said, "You did this to me." In Hebrew language. Oh my goodness. Like, what kind of episode would this be if it would introduce Hebrew language? He grabbed a machete with blood on it and slices all their heads. I was convinced and tried to turn off the Xbox, but it didn't work. His eyes turned black, and he said, "Time to die, you wimpy wick." And Meatball grabbed an RPG rocket launcher and shot it to the cat who built everything. He went on rampage and killed the cats. Then, after that, he said in a demonic voice, "You're next." Okay, I'm trying. That wasn't a good voice. Looking at the screen, then Meatball uses the knife and then stabs it into his stomach. It ended normally. I was horrified after this, and I tried taking out the disc. But there was no disc. It was all part of the imagination. That was weird. The credits were different. As the chalkboard, Gray Meatball being the only character on the credits, holding the leg bleeding realistic blood and a knife. And the only credits that were showed were created by nobody. The episode ends up with a shot of a decapitated cat for a half second, and after that it cuts to blue. I ejected the disc and smashed it into pieces, and I contacted the creators of 44 Cats. That's all.